So, as you can see from our trend line that's drawn, we actually nailed the top of this trend, okay? I know I had discussed in my previous stream maybe a week ago, we were looking at about a 22% move. Looks like we exceeded that by a little bit. We wicked off about around 28% out of this trend line, okay? Sorry, it was off by a few percent. So now the question is, where are we headed now, right? So we go to a 4-hour chart. We do have our sell signal that did come in at around 4 a.m. This morning, okay? So we obviously don't have any sort of pattern that's formed yet here. You know, we could call this a rising wedge, if you want to call it that, or even, yeah, you can call it a rising wedge, or maybe a descending or ascending broadening wedge, okay, where we start off narrow and get wider as we go up. But it still seems we are still in this channel for now. It would make sense that we back test, you know, previous supports that we had broken through that were resistance, right? So we have a support here, we have a support line right around here, 10.9. We have a support line here at what is that? That is 10.6. We have a support line here right around 10,000, right? So, but if we do swing high to swing low, or swing low to swing high, we can kind of get an idea of what the common retrace areas are, okay? When you do have a drop in price to look for entries. So we also do have this slanted horizontal that's going this way that kind of defined our trend line. So I would also say that we do have that as support, as a sideways support. Okay, so, but the common retrace areas are from the 382 to the 618, and these are common reversal zones. So we're looking at anywhere from, what is that, about 11,000 down to about 10,200, okay? These are common retrace areas. Obviously we can tell that our RSI is pointing down. This is on a 4-hour, and it wouldn't be uncommon for us to retrace down that far. Okay, now if we break the down sloping channel that we're in, okay guys, if we don't reverse price action in the golden zone, you know, I would obviously take that as more of a bearish scenario. So I will definitely be covering the price action here. It looks like we're already starting to bounce here right at the 236 area. I don't expect this to surmount too much. I mean, we might get a little push to back test here, the 11.7 area where we broke down from. Okay, but I'm not going to say that we're going to have a huge move up just from this bounce. We did bounce off the bottom of this trend line as to still holding this channel that we are in, that we did form after this breakout. Okay. Bear with me 1 second here. I'm just trying to get the word out about this stream so I can be viewed. Perhaps I am owed that. Let's see. So Hey guys, very good entry for me. Long, short, process points and targets. Where is the rec line? Nice haircut, bro. Thank you, thank you. He looks like a shitty head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, you could say that. It does look kind of like that. If we go to a 4-hour chart, you can kind of get an idea of what kind of ascending, broadening wedge pattern we're talking about here. We obviously did nail the top of this trend. You know what? What's his name gave me access to some of his swing indicators. Let's check those out real quick. Well, I got you guys on here. So I guess I gotta take this out. Okay, so you could see. I mean, that's actually pretty cool. It actually would have given you perfect entry as to where to long and where to short Bitcoin. That's pretty helpful, I would say. If we go to an hourly, it probably came in here to short. Yep, there it is. Alright, so Crypto Soldier, I would say, I think I covered this a little bit before, but the common retrace areas on these types of moves down are anywhere in the 382. These are the golden areas, obviously. I mean, Bitcoin could have enough steam to bounce here and backtest this breakdown, which is what it looks like it's doing right this moment. But I don't really foresee that holding up because there's too much downward pressure here. Like I mentioned before, I don't know if you guys tuned in, but oh, is there a buyer sell signal coming in right now? Essentially, Crypto Soldier, the 382, anywhere from 11K down to 10.2K, I think are common retrace areas. Now, that's not to say we can't retrace all the way back down to this 886 area. I mean, I don't think we're going to do that, but I think it's possible. I mean, anything's possible in this market, as you guys know. I'm not a magician here, man. I just like to find good, profitable areas to go long or go short. We did not get a short signal in yet. We actually got a long signal here on the daily on August 5th, okay? So, and it didn't tell us to get out of this long position yet. So, I don't know. 8-hour chart still didn't come in yet. I'm just testing out this guy's indicator. Hourly chart, I mean, you could argue that the Stokes are pointing upwards right now. We are getting a bounce, which is kind of why we are seeing some price action right now. I'd like to see Bitcoin maybe retest the top of this, or retest this breakdown that we had. I mean, that'd be interesting to see. So, in terms of a buy signal, let's see what these signals say. Yeah, so no confirmed buy signal on that. In terms of the dots, yeah, I mean, we got a buy dot that came in on the hourly, right? So one could buy this candle here and trade it. This is pretty cool, actually. I'm going to try this on a different asset. Let's see. I don't think this works for earnings plays, though. The long came in on Hertz, and I got wrecked on that one, I guess. Lumber liquidators. We didn't actually get a long, so maybe this is going to get wrecked tomorrow. Ace, maybe I might get wrecked on this one. We didn't even get a confirmed buy signal, but that doesn't mean we can't. That doesn't mean we can't pump on good news here. All right. We did confirm a bottom here. This is the 236 confirmation. It looks like we made a higher low on the daily. Is this the daily? This is a 4-hour. Okay. Let's look at the daily. The low here was 786. Low here was $8. Low here was 823. Low here was 807. So we made a technical double bottom, okay, on this asset. Now I'm looking to trade this anywhere to the 382 to the 618 area if this was confirmed as a bottom, which I think it was, but I could be mistaken. I very well could be mistaken. I didn't get a long or short signal, or there was a short signal here. So this thing could just continue dumping, unfortunately for me. Let's go to Cron. Let's check out Cron. I know we had a nice little move on Cron. We got that long that came in. Let's go to a 4-hour. So no actual long, or the long actually was here. It didn't tell us to go long or short here. Go to an hourly. We got the long on the daily here on August 2nd. To me, this looks bullish. I don't even need a signal to tell me to buy here, but so all the Stokes obviously are pointing upwards. We are hanging on to some positive momentum here. We could be diverging a little bit, but we do have earnings coming up, and I want to say that this is going to be a big move. As far as looking at the daily chart is concerned, let's get some of this stuff out of here. Daily chart's concerned, we did have what I thought was a double bottom that we failed to break higher on. Looks like the daily actually is a short. I don't know about that, but so maybe I will be looking to get out of this position then. But it looks like we're getting close to the apex of this down sloping consolidation that we are in since February. Okay. And if I had targets for this, if this was actually the bottom of this trend line, make sure that this is for fibs. Yep. Okay. So anywhere from the 382 to the 618 would be common retrace areas, and to me this is just an extended bull flag that is just in a wedge pattern right now. So if we were to just literally copy and paste this flag, okay, and we were to extend it through, it would be looking like something like that, like right around the $30 range. Okay. Now this is obviously longer term. This move down took 6 months, so this move up could take around 6 months. Why not? ACB. Right, so that short came in on May 9th. Short everything on the daily. But if you go to a 4-hour, we got some longs in here, right? This thing is gapping up on some prelim news. How you doing, CoinFox? We were just covering a little bit of the Bitcoin action and a couple assets that I have open trades on. I went long on AMD yesterday, and just kind of riding this bounce here off the 1272 fib extension. Okay. And yeah, I mean, if we go to an hourly, we got that long that came in. I mean, I obviously wasn't really following that prior to today. I just got these little indicators on. But if we put in the moving averages, we can kind of see that this will probably be a big area of resistance right here, right around the $30 area for AMD. And that's AMD. I'm just playing a little bounce on AMD. We covered Cron. Cron on the daily is apparently bearish. It was apparently a short. I don't know if I would agree still, because we do have some divergence from May of 17, right? And we haven't had that type of divergence like that since this big run-up. So this to me could be bullish. It could also break bearish, in which case our fib extensions would be. We need more mic volume. Let's see. Someone said that to me before. Is that better? The fan's long. One sec. Lower the fan. Is that better? Let me see if I can turn my mic volume up. I think I tried to do that once. Didn't do anything. Is that better? Can you guys hear me better now? A little bit? Okay. Let's see if I can get this louder somehow. I don't know. I'll screw around with it later. Maybe is that better? That's better? Okay. Good. So, okay, back to cron that I was looking at. If we were to break bearish on cron, okay, then we're looking at targets down here, right? So you would take that same, well, be a little different. It would be like if we failed to break this through this top, although look, we have one failed break, we have two failed breaks. It looks like we do have a third failed break here. So this could actually break bearish, unfortunately. But let's go to a 5-day chart. Yeah, I mean our oscillators are still pointing down. We are trying to form a bottom here, it looks like, right? But we do have. We did have some divergence here. Is cron earnings before market? I don't recall off the top of my head. Let's take a look real quick. I think it's after market close, if I recall correctly. Let's see, earnings. Yeah, it looks like it rips, man. Honestly, I went long on cron. Let's see, it's down the 8th, I think. Oh, why isn't it showing up on here? Anyways, yeah, it's a huge falling wedge, right? So like, this is normally a bullish pattern, and you know, it'll like I mentioned before, it'll probably do something along these lines if price action does go to the upside, and I think the 1272 fib extension is the pattern completion for this bull flag. So yeah, looks pretty good to me. You know, like we still are kind of making higher higher levels of negative momentum, which to me is a bullish signal here. And it's not like we have some serious positive mode to the upside. We don't have that catalyst just yet, which I think will be on earnings day, right? Or the volume thing. What's the short flow right now? What is the short flow right now? I don't know. Good question. So, yeah, I mean the short interest looks like it's picking up. Well, is this how you would read this? I'm not sure, like how you would get information from this. This is from July 15th. Here, I guess short squeeze interest. Is that how you really look at it that way? There you go. So short quote cron. Is that high? I don't think that's high, is it? I'm not really too sure what any of that means. If you want to enlighten us, Coinbox. So, okay. So there's more shorts than long. I'm kind of misunderstanding here. Go on. So the real short is over 20. Almost 60% float is institutions and insiders, so real float. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, it sounds to me that mostly people are along here. Sounds to me. Looks like a short, looks like a squeeze coming, yeah. So a short squeeze coming then. A short squeeze. Alright? I mean, oscillators are pointing upwards on the daily. And yeah, so I mean, like the measured move of this is around 57%, okay, out of this channel. We break here, we're talking about 57%. And obviously that's a huge move if we break to the upside. Right. It's also similar if we break to the downside, we're talking about a 57% move down. It's the same break, right? That'd be pretty devastating news. It put Cron back down at around $5. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, it seems like all the marijuana stocks are doing pretty well. I mean, ACB had a nice little pump today on its prelim earnings report. Okay, Nick, I don't know what your signal was on that one, but we got a 15% pump today on that. And it looks like it's holding the 150-day moving average as support right now. So I would suggest that this is going to test the top of this channel here right around $7.83 and kind of go from there, right? So yeah, I had pointed out that buying right here on this trend line was a good place to go long, and I was looking at lumber liquidators today. I did open a long position here. We are below the 150 and 600-day moving averages, and there was a death cross last year around this time. So if we look left, we have some confluent area of support that we are in. Okay. Yeah, good. So, lumber liquidators, obviously near critical areas of support, which is why I am taking a long position, because I think that there is definitely room to move to the upside on this. Our oscillators aren't really, we are oversold, right? So we do have a little bit of divergence here. You guys see that on the daily. On the 4 hour, we can kind of see also the same divergence playing out. We probably have a little bit more divergence here. You could also argue that that is just a bear flag. And though I did see that we did make a higher low today than our previous low that we initially had made, and we did touch this 236, which does tell me that we made a local low. And that's why I think a catalyst for positive news would send this stock price anywhere in this area. Okay. You want a possible great play? Sure. What do you got, CoinFox? Talk to me, Coin. What do you got? Yes, Chris, we can talk about that again after we check out. BBBY. Bed Bath and Beyond, okay. See. I don't know when I drew this last, but let's look at a weekly. Ooh. This looks pretty ugly, Joe. I mean, let me bid what we got going on here. Some of these lines out here. We had a death cross on November 6th, 2017. Let's go to a 3-day chart, and let's just bid from our previous swing low to our most discernible swing high, so we can get some targets. Alright, so it looks like we've nailed the 1272 fib extension. Do we have any support looking left? Strong areas of confluence. Oh man, this chart looks terrible, dude. I think that we could see some further move to the downside. In all honesty, I probably wouldn't touch this stock. But that's just me. This is a 3-day chart. Let's go to a daily. See what's kind of happening here. We are making lower levels of negative momentum. I do see that. We do have some divergence here. Okay. But again, we're still making negative momentum here, and we do have some oscillators. Yeah, it is right at support. I do see that. We do have our daily oscillators pointing up. Okay. Now, obviously, this would be more of a bounce play. I don't know if I'd take this trade, honestly. That's just me personally, though, speaking. So, yeah. So, what do we got? We got. I guess you could call this. So we got 1-2 touch. Got a couple more touches here. Okay. Just looks like. Let's see. Just looks like we've been in this downtrend channel for quite some time, since April. Okay. This thing has been incessantly selling off since April. I mean, yeah, we're at the bottom of this channel. We could have a little poke, you know, at like $9 maybe, $9-10, and then maybe pump, reset these oscillators, and we can continue the dump, right? So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't suggest somebody take this trade personally. I wouldn't, but that's just my opinion. This looks pretty bad. This looks pretty bearish. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it actually looks like you broke this support on the hourly, right? So you dump through it, you kind of tried to back test and failed. Now you're just kind of sitting around here. Yeah. You might just try to come up to fill this gap. Maybe touch this trend line here on $9-10 and then continue on down. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. I know some people wanted to see more about that. We are bouncing right now off the 236 area, I believe, that I drew on this chart. I drew on, which chart was that? I believe the XBT. No, not that chart. Not this chart. So let me just get this situated again. There was our local top here. Okay, so our 236 retrace area is where we're at right now on the daily here. If we go to a 4 hour, maybe we can see a little more clearly. And there you go. We are actually bouncing off the 236 right now, and our oscillators are pointing down. I do expect a further sell-off, or a further retrace, I should say, to these areas of common retrace areas are 11K down to anywhere from 11K down to 10,200, and we could actually have a further deeper retrace to the 886 area. That's also possible. However, I think that is unlikely. If we go to the 3-day chart, we can kind of get an idea that the oscillators are actually just pointing up on the 3-day. Okay, so I think we do just quickly back test and then head right back on up to make a new high. Any questions, concerns, comments about my opinions here, guys? By the way, these are my opinions, and make sure you guys always do your own research. Okay? See what other earnings we got coming up here that we should take a look at. So tomorrow we have, let's do tomorrow before market opens, we have CVS, okay? Now I want to take a look at CVS real quick. CVS looks like it bear flagged and now consolidating. We had a 3-day death cross, okay, that's strong. That is bearish, guys. 3-day death cross. That should signal more bearish sentiment. DIS, Disney. I think Disney got wrecked. Did Disney get wrecked? Disney did get wrecked. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, so Disney. I feel like I had this already drawn out. Yeah, we were towards the top of this trend channel. That's this rising wedge type deal, right? It's a 3-day chart, guys. Alright, so you can kind of get the idea that this is a rising wedge type pattern that apexed on the earnings report, and we'll probably see a decent drop. And kind of fell out of this wedge, right? Kind of trying to bounce here. News release, no saying they are releasing a new streaming bundle. Okay, well that's bullish news. Then we do have some divergence here on the daily. So that could cause us to go right back into this channel, right? Let's go to a larger time frame, right? We do have this big gap here, man. I don't know if you see that, but it could just be a sell the news type deal, right? We did have it. Yeah, everyone loves Disney. He's blowing me up. Okay. So Disney, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt if we tested this $120 area, right by the 150-day moving average. Yeah, that gap is huge. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, even on the daily we got a short signal, right? So I didn't even know that that existed, but you know, like this to me looked like we were like kind of. Did this just happen? I feel like all this data just happened. Let's go 4 hour. Yeah, so I don't know. I would have never played Disney because it's too pricey. But I mean, look, we do actually have bullish divergence here, ever so slight. Yeah, let's look at the S&P actually. Yeah, it's a good point. Let's look at the S&P. So S&P, just go with 3-day. It'll be easier to see the stuff. Okay, so, I mean, you know, to me this, yeah, Chris, no problem, man. I appreciate you, you tuning in, man. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that like, that bell, and that sub. You know, I do have a link down in the description below where you can tip if you'd like to donate. I appreciate that. That's always appreciated, guys. So we did bounce here right off the 236. Okay. Wicked off pretty hard, actually. Right, we wicked off pretty hard, and we did bounce right off the 150-day moving average, like clockwork bounce. So you know, here we go. I'll just fib here because we hit a low. So we can fib here. We can say that our retrace area is anywhere from 290 to 294. Okay, we can reverse the price action back down. So basically just a retest back into that channel, and if we are successfully going back into that channel, then we will continue the uptrend, right? Not sure what I just did, but there we go. That's your S&P, guys, and then look at ES. The futures. Okay. Or Eversource Energy, or what am I looking at here? Coinbox. What do you got? Glue got so racked on our earnings, man. Gap down. QCOM. Okay, yeah. Which September? Next contract? They're all E-mini, man. Current contract? So we didn't actually bearishly engulf, right? We bullishly engulfed, bounced. Now we're going to back test. I think we're going to back test now to see if this ES1, yeah, that's what I'm on. Okay. So under daily, yeah, this is typical bounce stuff here, right? So most of the time we'll swing high to our swing low to get our retrace area, okay? So technically we could just retrace right here. This is the golden zone, 2870. We could just dump right here, or we could just wick off here. Here, let's go to a 4-hour, get more closer idea. Yeah, you can see that we actually hit the 382. We were rejecting higher prices, and looks like we were about to just dump. Okay. Look at our oscillator. Oscillator is pointing down, right? Our stochastic RSI looks like it's about to turn over. That's all I got. This looks pretty bearish. Looks like we hit a bottom, bounced, back tested, or back testing, and kind of rejecting higher prices. Okay. I hope this stock does something good tomorrow. It's not looking too good, although I did like this double bottom we got. Alright, bottom, bottom. Yeah. I mean, just based on technicals, right? I mean, we couldn't sustain up. We did actually make some higher lows, so we did get along on the hourly. But this looks kind of bearish, man. Oh, you got Q complex? Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. You want targets on that? Let's do some targets on a Q complex. 3-day chart. So if you fib from your previous swing low to your swing high, okay, common retrace areas are anywhere from the 382 to the 618, which is confluent actually with the 150-day and 600-day moving average. So I would say that the 618 is probably where you're headed, but that's right around $62. Okay. But we could reverse the price action a lot sooner. We could reverse the price action right around this 50% retrace area. Okay. It looks like we are trying to find a bottom here, right? We're very close to touching the 600 or whatever EMA that is. This where we're currently at is right around 68, right? You talking about the 618 retrace area? If that's the case, the confluence area is right around $63. Okay, 63.80 or so. But we could be forming some sort of a, yes, it would be. 50% would be the double bottom, around $65. This is exactly what I was saying. We could double bottom here. We are already starting to see some rounding out, right, on the oscillators. All right, guys. Any other requests before I jump here? We want to take a look at Bitcoin one more time. Let's take a look one more time for everyone watching the stream right now. Okay. We're bouncing right now off the 236. This looks to me like this could just be a dead cat bounce, right? Or we could back test this. Oh yeah, BAC, Bank of America. Short it. Short the banks. No. Go to a 3-day chart, get kind of a bigger picture idea of what's happening on this chart. Okay, it looks to me like we broke the 150-day or about to break the 150-day in some sort of rising wedge pattern. Okay, so we have this. Actually, do they have earnings or something? They had earnings. Okay. Their earnings are in October. Now this to me, I mean, this could be an ascending triangle, right? Let's see more of a bigger picture. Where are we? What are we doing? I mean, you could argue that this is I mean, on a longer scale picture of this chart, if we go to a weekly or something, you know, weekly we have actually a golden cross, right? I have it in March or April. So, golden cross, man, that's bullish. That looks bullish to me, actually. Looks like your measured move is 30 or so percent to the upside, unless you bust down and retest the bottom, right, of the golden cross that you got in March of 2018. But we got support here at 22. So like, here we go. Let's just do this. Fib from swing high to swing low are absolutely discernible swing low. Okay, so yeah. I mean, you haven't broken this trend yet, right? So you're still inside of it, still inside the triangle, and you're waking off pretty hard on the weekly. Waking off pretty hard. We go to a daily. You can see that we're actually sandwiched between the two moving averages right now, and that looks like buyers came in and just wanted to keep it in the triangle. It is, but the daily, if you look, you actually just got some bullish divergence on the daily, right? On your RSI. So, and there is a little bit of a gap here. A little bit of a gap here. Yeah. I mean, you're overall in a bullish trend, right? You're in an uptrend since December of 18. Okay. Go to a 6 month. Just want to see the overall picture of this chart. I mean, you're overall in a bullish trend, right? Overall bullish trend. So you did have a nice little dump that happened there. Where is she? Is she on the couch waiting for me? Anyways. Alright guys. Anything else before I jump? Thanks, CoinFox. Appreciate it. You have a great night. Talk to you guys in the next stream. Thanks.